talk a little bit more about the lots available in the auction. So we thought we'd just highlight a very small number of them before we set you loose on the auction itself. But Alison, should I invite you to just talk us through a couple of the items?
Thanks very much. So the first item, the first lot I'd like to talk about is called Landscape 1 by Michael Visoki. And just a bit of an introduction to who Michael is. Some of you may know that Michael is an award-winning artist who won an international commission to design a new sculpture for South Georgia to reinterpret Grytvik and Whaling Station and really celebrate the return of the whales while also reflecting the past and the industrial past of the island. Michael's work in general is a subtle reflection on the natural and man-made countryside. His themes explore the world of science, the character of geology and place, and the sense of human impact on habitat. So you can understand why Michael was attracted to the South Georgia Commission and how his work is really a perfect fit for it. Michael has gathered a significant reputation for public and private sculpture. His notable commissions include a memorial to the bicentenary of the abolition of transatlantic slave trade in the City of London, and he was also the recipient of the prestigious Jerwood Sculpture Prize in 2009, and we're extremely lucky to have him as our commissioned artist. Michael has very kindly donated a lot. Can we have the next slide, please? And here it is. It's called Landscape 1. And it extends Michael's fascination with the human preoccupation with measuring and surveying land and excavating and altering landscapes. So we're delighted to have this exciting lot in the auction, very special lot for you to potentially bid on. So over to Camilla for the next lot.
Yeah, sure. Next slide, please. So this really evocative picture here is an oil painting called Terra Incognita 3 by an artist called Helen J. Young. Helen was going to join us tonight, but unfortunately hasn't been able to. But she's generously donated this hugely expressive painting, which I think captures the power of the glacial landscape of the Antarctic really, really keenly. Helen is a kind of a keen polar explorer. She's visited both the North and South polar regions, been both the Arctic and the Antarctic, and she takes great inspiration from those icy landscapes that she encounters there. And she's got quite a unique technique, actually. She creates layers of oil paint and cold wax on the canvas, and then scratches into those surfaces. So she builds up these layers and they get different surfaces and textures and colours underneath, and then scratches into them. And these create these kind of really, so I think absorbing and highly tactile sort of abstract works, which I think evoke the colours, the textures, and actually the feelings of Antarctica. I think it's a really beautiful work, and I think I was certainly placing a bid. So hopefully this will be very popular. Alison, back to you.
Thank you, Camilla. And the next lot is lot 26, which is a delightful oil painting of two rockhopper penguins by artist Beverly Ensley. And Bev, I believe, is attending, so thank you, Bev, for this really kind donation. Now, these adorable rockhopper penguins are found in the Falkland Islands in South America and on many islands in the Atlantic. Beverly is based in Colorado in the USA and visited South Georgia and Antarctica in 2017. In all of her paintings of animals, she wants to celebrate their individual characteristics and spirit and share this with the viewer, and that really comes across in this painting. She found the rockhopper penguins to be adorable and grumpy guys and named this painting, "I Believe You Dropped Something," as she felt she could almost hear the penguins inquiring as she looked at them. Next slide, please. And this is our star lot of the auction, and it is lot number 1, which is a 10-day Antarctic cruise for 2. Sharp intake of breath. So the winning bidder of this fantastic lot will enjoy a superb once-in-a-lifetime 10-day cruise to the Antarctic Peninsula and South Shetland Islands for 2 people. The cruise is worth $22,000 or £16,000 and has been generously donated by cruise company Albatross Expeditions. The cruise will take place from the 10th to the 19th of December 2021 on Albatross's new luxury ship, Ocean Victory. And those dates are fully transferable if for any reason the cruise is postponed. The lucky bidder will depart from South America in December, visiting the South Shetland Islands and going down to the spectacular Antarctic Peninsula. There will also be a pre-departure catch-up, if you like, with UKAHT and SGHT teams, where we can offer our top tips on the region. Flights are not included, but we will provide you with some recommendations for a travel provider to book your transfers to and from South America. Right, and next lot, please. We have lot 14, which is a fantastic ski experience for 5 people at Aspen Snowmass, Colorado, USA. Doesn't it look wonderful? Enjoy a fantastic all-day private ski lesson with Denise Landau, President of Friends of South Georgia Island and a trustee of South Georgia Heritage Trust. Denise has more than 40 years of experience in teaching skiing in the beautiful mountains of Colorado. This all-day package can be used and enjoyed for up to 5 people of any age. Aspen Snowmass is a world-class skiing and snowboarding destination and has endless opportunities for wintry adventures with 94 trails, plenty of lifts and just 1 lift ticket. For après-ski, there are plenty of great options to play, eat and sleep. You can make your all-day ski lesson just part of a wonderful winter vacation. And the estimated value of this lot is $950 US. Back over to Camilla for another 2 lots.
Thank you very much. Next slide, please. So now for something completely different. This is the opportunity to realise your dream to be Taylor Swift or Harry Styles. Recording artist, record producer, sound engineer and UKAHT trustee, Bob Kidby, has very kindly offered a day in the recording studio. This is your chance to cut your own record in a professional 40-track recording studio in the beautiful Suffolk countryside in the UK. You'll have access to instruments in the studio if you wish, or you can bring your own instruments or backing track, whatever you like. But you can lay down your tracks and have them professionally produced by, say, a true record producer. At the end of the day, you'll have a CD or a digital copy of your recording to take home and kickstart that overdue career as a rock star. So what are you waiting for? Next slide, please. Thank you. And then this one, a bit of Antarctic tradition. So I suppose one of the most recognisable features of any picture of Port Lockroyd, apart from the penguins obviously, is the Union flag, which flies throughout the Antarctic season. So every season, the Port Lockroyd team raise the flag upon their arrival on Goudier Island, and for the next 5 months it flies, as it has done since the base was first established in 1944, whatever the weather. Then the lowering of the flag is one of the very last duties of the team before they leave the island in March each year, and the flag is often pretty after 5 months of Antarctic weather. This flag was the last flag flown at Port Lockroyd actually in the last season we were able to operate, which was the 2019-20 season. We also have a second similar lot, which is a flag flown at our southernmost historic site at Base E on Stonington Island, so right down in Marguerite Bay. And this was flown by the conservation team in 2018 when they spent 3 months on site doing a conservation survey. This one, the Stonington flag, was also signed by each member of the team, so it's a real one-off. So whichever one you go for, you can be sure it's a genuine piece of Antarctic history following a very long tradition of flying flags in Antarctica. Back to you, Alison.
Thanks, Camilla. And the final lot we're going to be highlighting this evening is lot number 24, which is a Shackleton cyanotype textile wall hanging. Completely unique, this exquisite wall hanging features images relating to Shackleton's last expedition on the vessel Quest. It has been lovingly handmade and donated by Dr. Catherine Corbish-Le-Michel, a gifted quilter and member of the Quilters Guild. This cyanotype blueprint technique dates back to the mid-19th century when the scientist and astronomer Sir John Herschel invented a beautiful cyan blue print after exposing a chemistry-coated surface to sunlight. Catherine has exhibited her work widely and won many prestigious awards, including at the National Quilt Championships in the UK, Her work relating to Antarctica and South Georgia has been commissioned by several UK museums and displayed in the USA. Thank you so much, Catherine, and I believe you're joining us tonight, so thank you so much for your donation. And indeed, to all of the people who have given us these wonderful, wonderful lots, and particularly, of course, to Elaine and Dafila for their donations of their amazing art and for speaking this evening. Now, we have got an opportunity, if there are any more questions about how to access the auction or make a bid before we close